Hello everyone, this is Nitin here, and today in this video I want to talk about the pleasure of white, the magical moment with white in watercolor when you paint. Before starting this, I request you to please subscribe this channel and click on the bell icon so you'll get a lot many information on this. Right, and you can also follow me in Instagram. I'm pretty much active in Instagram, and I put a lot of updates, my process, watercolor process, and a lot many other stuff regarding to watercolor. So I'm sure this is going to be really helpful for you to learn and grow with a watercolor. Right, so let's start. And first thing we need to plan is our sketch, and uh, uh, and this is something like it's mostly it's critical to have this sketching first. I know a lot of people are ignore, and they feel like this is not at all required in a watercolor, but that's not true. All you have to do is you have to do a lot of practice, and certainly in this video we are not specifically talking about sketching, but basically we are talking about how to enjoy the white, the because white is not been used in watercolor, and all you have to do is leave that space, leave that place. The paper should be visible, your white paper should be visible if you just want to use this white color, right? So that's the whole point here in this video, and I'm going to tell you like how you should enjoy this, how to approach watercolor if you are planning to keep your subject in a white color, right? And that's a beautiful moment. That's a beautiful moment. It's a magical moment in watercolor, because that's one of the best way to put a lot of the value in your watercolor art. Right, so before starting, first layer, I just want you to visit my website, and if you wanted to learn and improve your watercolor, whether you are a beginner or you're intermediate, visit my website and learn how does it going to help you. And I'm sure that there are a lot many opportunity will come to you, and I will send you this beginner or intermediate the course, which is absolutely free for you. I will send it to your inbox, so please visit there. Link is there in the down below. So yes, we'll start our first was, or rather we will just try to complete in the first, or mostly in the second was itself, right? And I'm using this ultramarine blue and the burnt sienna, and we'll start with this very it's like a uh, not so pleasant strokes, right? I don't know how many of you understood not so much pleasant strokes is. I mean that it should not be perfectly done with the help of the scale or anything. It's just kind of the brush strokes, so which is very uneven in nature, and just leave some of the space visible. Your first paper should be visible. Now you can see that there is some of the small spaces are visible, right? And that's the key moment when you are doing this watercolor, and if you are leaving that space visible, that will be really good, right? So now we'll go ahead and paint this. There'll be shades, there'll be the roof shadows will come there, and we'll just see like how we are going to use that space, right? See here, so I've just given this shadow here for this uh, roof ceiling, and the various way to express this entire the building. And you can just see here I've started leaving that white place, white, the wall of this building, right? So this house has the white color in it, and we are leaving that. We are not painting anything, and this is the very first space, the very first place where you'll have to start thinking that where you wanted to give a more emphasis, having a white wall or whatever the object you are working on. So you'll have to start thinking, you need to plan it in right from your first was itself, right? So in this example you can see here, this house, the wall is absolutely white as of now, and my whole intent is to keep this white. And right now I'm just painting this the roof of this house. Actually it's a kind of a villa where there's a lot of multiple roofs and all over, and we are just trying to create one very hypothetical the house here, right? And we wanted to give all shades here all over. Now here is the another shades coming on here. So all I'm doing here is I'm just using the various tone of the color, like in a various pigment of that. So I'm representing this shades of this entire building with the help of the ultramarine blue, which gives on a very cool feel of this. And the other side of this building, like this the left side of this, which is not having a the prominent source of light. So we are just keeping this more darker in nature, because the lights are actually falling right from right from the other side of right side of this wall, right? So this is what we are just working on, the various pigment, little depth and light, not all over. And our whole idea is to make it on a very it's mostly uh, kind of an impression. We are not detailing out anything, nothing is very obvious. It's just like an impression of something, that there is some elements visible, there are some more building a little far behind, so such kind of the impression we just wanted to build. And you can just see here some of the pillars are there visible, the white edges are pretty much visible, and that's the beauty of watercolor. I mean, if you practice this, uh, that will be really really helpful for you to go ahead and learn this medium, because these edges, this white, your first layer visible, the paper visible, the whiteness, and all of those are, these elements brings a lot more values to your artwork. So I'm just adding a little more depth here and there in the painting, so that brings a, a little more depth into your painting. And if you are doing this and utilizing this depth all over your painting in a more subtle way, then that brings a lot of flavor into your painting. It establishes the story and it tells you the depthness and where the lights are, where the depths are falling, and everything's actually it builds a story. It packages your painting and an overall composition, the overall harmony of this painting established by itself. If you just follow the rule of depth and light, and where my the light is actually falling and all of those. So these are the something which you'll have to master in it, uh, and this will happen only when you practice all of these in a regular basis. This is not going to work in a over the night. It's a, I mean, you need to put your diligent effort to make the things more and more appealing. So I would rather suggest you to do a lot of artwork basically, and if you are going to put your effort in everyday basis and doing something like these watercolor sketches, and finding out on how you can utilize the whiteness into your painting, you can just see then how these the walls of this painting is so prominent, and it creates a very beautiful, you know, the beautiful, you know, the the ambience of your painting. And this is something you just need to you just need to improve your skill in that particular area. And creating this story, to building this story, so you need to add a little more elements. So like, I'm just using this couple of people, the human figure. They're just building a story, saying, these guys are just came out to have walking and just with their pet or whatever. So that gives you another level of the dimension to your painting. So adding the various other elements into your painting, that brings a lot more engagement in your painting. Yeah, there are several elements which actually building up their own story. It tells some story that this is what I am, and you are the creator of that, and you should be knowing that, which what side of the contrast and the level of detailing is required to complete this painting, right? So these are some of the very important aspect of watercolor, which you'll have to which you'll have to practice in a everyday basis. And I'm sure when you will be doing all of these things will be get better and better in a regular basis, right? So this is what we are almost we are completing this. And now you can just see what I am just wanted to tell from this video is that the contrast, the effect it comes from the wall, this white wall, is real remarkable. And if you are going to do something like this in all of your painting, then things will be different. Things will be really interesting when you look at your white, the paper visible into your painting. That would be really good. You can scratch it whenever it is possible. If the paper still have some moisture in it, you can just do that. And doing such things makes your painting much more better. Right, so with that, I just concluding this painting, and I wish you all the very best for your watercolor journey. And I'm sure that going ahead, you will have a fantastic, time with watercolor. So thank you so much. I would request you to please visit my website to learn about me, my artwork. If you wanted to learn watercolor, you can visit my website. If you want to buy, you can. So all the information is out there. You can get in touch with me for more information. So thank you so much, everyone. I will be coming with a new video very soon. Till then, take care and make a lot of hard work. Thank you.